Hello, samurai and shonen protagonists. My name is Future TP Skyn, and I'm doing the intro for this episode because, well, I'd love to blame past Skyn for being an inconsiderate idiot who didn't record an intro for me, but no, he actually tried to record a couple of them. It just so happened that none of them worked out in the edit. So it is my job now to welcome you back to the boss designs of Dark Souls 2, where, if you remember last time, we fought our way to the bottom of Broom Tower, and there confronted the Fume Knight who was defending the corpse of his lost love, Nadalia, the Bride of Ash. And for all the drama of that particular fight, we still didn't find every fragment of that poor woman's soul, nor have we unlocked all the secrets of Broom Tower. So now, we're heading back there to continue our exploration. So, I don't have all the shards of the Queen's soul yet. I think I have nearly all of them? Maybe, unless there's like 13, who knows? So I think the foyer is probably the place to start. Because I remember down here, there were some dudes who insisted on respawning all the time, and that feels like the kind of thing that happens when a Queen Idol thing is around. So down here was these dudes who did not want to die. And then he can also do that somehow, apparently. Fall over, please. Oh, this time he dies permanently. Guess this is not where it is, then. Because, like, the only other thing that's down there is that area with 3 giants. And then there's this. Where did you get the key for that? Well, it could be on one of the bodies out here, so... Hello, would you please like to spawn in? Thank you. Yeah, do that. Do that a lot. There's number 2. I swear that thing gets bigger when he swings it. That sounded wrong. Nope, here's the Titanite chunk. Still, hello, come here. Charcoal pine resin, twinkling Titanite. Tower key. Aha. Long ago, the tower used to produce a seemingly endless supply of iron. The king used it to create iron soldiers in an iron castle. Legend has it he even tried his hand at forging a dragon out of iron. That sounds like the tease for some kind of a boss. So is that the one that opens the door over here? Yay! So that's probably the lead up to another boss, isn't it? Iron Passage. Bonfire! Sweet! Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, is this... this is one of those co-op areas again, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Okay. We're not doing that right now. There's another locked door we can go and grab instead. So let's do that. Frankly, no. I remember what that was like last time. That other door was somewhere really... it was up at the top, near the top, right? Oh, wake me when I'm 21. Oh, it also works here. Nice. Right, so there's that. But there was also the door up here-ish. Hello, you. Let's see where you go. That's death, okay. That is not death, at least not yet. Oh. You're annoying. No, no bleed. Absolutely no bleeding. Go away. Okay. That makes 10, but that doesn't make the full soul. Nope. Clearly not. Oh, I see. I see. Well, at least they have less health. And they have bows. Great. Lovely. Wonderful. All of which causes bleed, I'm sure. That explains why they didn't despawn when why I didn't get the invader banished message. There we go. Prowlers. That was not one name, that was a group name. I see. What a jerk. Or what a jerks. That one looks different. Wait, hang on, what? Oh, that wasn't an idol. What the hell? Memory of the old Iron King. Yeah, I get that. Oh no! Oh god, the weebs are back! And that's a lot of salamanders. Yeah, alright. Okay. Smooth and silky stone. Human FG. And hello. Okay, there's a weeb lord back there, so we'll just start by luring in his little weeb understudy. So this would be the memory of when the king's fortress was grand and unspoiled. Before the fall. Would that mean that the Iron King himself is also still alive? Well, in this memory, I suppose. Hal Johnson? That sounds like a player. I guess we duel. Double hit. Ow. Gotcha. Oh. Did not intend to do that fully, but okay. Sure is quiet around here. Oh, damn it. I'm dead. Yeah. Well, now. Give me my back. Okay, got there a little faster this time. I dislike them because, like, their specific attack speed is a really bad match for mine. Seriously, dude? List of people I don't want to fight in close quarters right now. He's very much on top of it. Yeah, go away. You! Let's just not get interrupted this time. Let me just try something here. Something that may turn out to be very stupid. Yeah, they follow me. Okay. Would you like to stagger, please? There had better be something worthwhile on the other end of all of this. Try lightning, man. 4 Estus flasks. Oh, it's Alonne himself, huh? Oh, the Ultra Weeb. Oh, Jesus. What's the timing on that? The knights to whom all of these jerks are in service. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did that just curse me? Yeah, it did. Like, if nothing else, by killing me. So that would be Sir Ilana's grave we stumble upon here in Broom Tower. Right. So, there's basically 2 options we've got here. We can either try and clear this thing out 12 times, so the weebs go away, or we can try and figure out a way to dash through it without getting murdered. What the hell? Oh, bleeding. I died by bleeding. That's why. Okay, let's try and see if we can figure out a way to just dash through that nonsense, because I cannot be arsed. Ow. Whoop. Ah! Fireball. Okay, that's acceptable. And I believe they don't follow me all the way down here. That guy does, though. Hello. Oh, f*** off. All right. That'll do. Don't shoot me, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, don't shoot me. There we go. Okay, hello. Right. So, you. Don't do that. Okay, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna have to make a choice between dodging and doing shielding, because the shield does not protect me from his bleed effect whatsoever. Okay, come over here with you. Ow. Okay. Could be better, could be worse. And yeah, that shield doesn't work. Cool. No, well, now we know that. It's not like the Lost Sinner that was trivialized by a shield. Fine. Oh, he can parry you. So that's what that does. That's a parry. That is what that is. So I'm thinking... It's tempting. I'm not gonna say it's not tempting. Ah, yes, I should probably explain how I have the Fume Ultra Greatsword, when in the previous episode I made kind of a big deal out of me accidentally using the Fume Knight Soul to buy his tiny little dexterity sword rather than the big, chunky strength sword that probably fits me a lot better. And the reason why is pretty simple. I record these episodes on stream, and the stream chat was so overwhelmingly dismayed at me purchasing the wrong weapon that I ended up relenting and giving in and going to fight the Fume Knight once again, using the first bonfire aesthetic I've used in this particular run. With the additional twist that I also summoned 3 people who were watching me stream the game live and basically tried to take him on with my viewers, which made for a very entertaining series of utterly humiliating defeats, frankly. And if you want to watch the unedited footage of me and a bunch of viewers taking on the raid boss version of the Fume Knight, then that is over on my second channel, 2bskyn, along with unedited versions of every single other episode of the show. Now, I decided after that I wanted to take on the co-op content of the DLC in, you know, actual co-op, the way that it was intended to be played. So I did that both with the Iron Passage here in Broom Tower and with the co-op area in the next piece of DLC. And all of that I'm gonna edit together into one extra episode that's gonna come out after I am done with the next and final DLC in the game. Anyway, that's why I have the Fume Knight Ultra Greatsword. Back to the gameplay. But we're gonna do this. We're gonna two-hand the Pursuer Greatsword. If I'm gonna do shields with that guy, I want something with a lot more stability. Okay. Right, we can get through. Hi. I'm just gonna... Not that it's that important, but I'm gonna have to learn to dodge ya. Oh, that has a delay on it. And that seems to make his sword more powerful, too. That's great. That's wonderful. Okay. Hey! Up! Whew! Ah! Oh, dead. Very dead. No, 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 no. Okay, I'm alive. I'm gonna wish I wasn't, though. Oy. Ugh. Alive. Still alive. Not dead. And I managed to hit him with that. Ow! F*** off with that! I hate the timing on that. I hate it. He does like a little delay thing. Okay, he's gonna do a dash now. Some kind... No? Yeah, there it is. I should dodge left rather instead of right. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get stabbed. No? I'm alive. I'm alive! I remain undead. It's just a little joke there. Wait! Okay. Okay. That's... Yeah! That one, man. Not great at the timing on that. Ah! Awful timing. Hey, his sword stopped being powered up. That's good. For all the good little do me, I'm out of Estus almost. Oh, f*** you! I hate that so much! And his sword is powered up again. Okay, well, I think I know all his moves now, unless he has a second moveset when he gets below half health, which he probably does, because he's a weeb. And he's gonna do that thing, oh, I'm not even using 50% of my power yet, thing. I need to figure out the stab. Like, the stabs are the big thing, because he's got the one where he does the pose, holds it for a half second, and then he does the drain. And then he's got that long-range stab, which is, like, instant. I think if I can figure out those two, I can probably beat him. Stab. We can deal with that. Ah, we can't deal with that. Man. Okay. Come at me. Yeah, there. And then... Nice. Uh-oh. Whoop. There we go. Okay, that's about right. Needs to recover stamina. I should really use a green blossom or something. Okay, not bad. Not bad. That's okay. Up, up, nope. Okay, come at me. Ow, I asked for that one. Misgauged the distance. Okay. Alright. Now you're below half health. What are you gonna do? Oh, that's new! Ow. Yeah, I did that to myself.
Yeah!
I love Ultra Greatswords, but I wish they just respected lock-on more. I'm out of stamina. That's not great. Okay. Recover, 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 recover. Okay, good. Good, 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 good. Okay. So far, so not dead yet. One hit. Ow. Okay, that might be the death of me. Yeah. That cost me. But, okay, don't get greedy, don't get greedy, don't get greedy. I was almost getting greedy. Oh. All right. You have at most 2 more hits left, so... Yeah, that was greed! That was greed! No! I wasn't greedy, I swear! Last hit, motherfucker. Uh-oh. No! No! Ha! Ha 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 ha! Whew! That was faster than I thought. I figured this guy would kick my ass at least a few more times. Ah. Nice. Soul of Sir Alonne, who once served the old Iron King. Sir Alonne came from an eastern land and became the king's most trusted knight. Interesting. Is there anything in here? Man, this guy kept his floors well polished. Fine work, hurrah for circling around. Yes. Gorgeous view ahead. Huh. A throne of some kind. Let me just, It wouldn't happen to be like, invisible secret walls in here or something with there. Just need to... No? Not at all? Ah! A smelter wedge. I'm probably gonna... So there's 12 fragments of her soul, or are there even more? Whew. Okay, well... have to imagine it's probably in Seldora that we need to go.
Hello there.
I hope so. Let's find out. Throne Watchers, Rodden. Ah, Alonne. And it's a katana. Of course it is. Bewitched Alonne's sword. Katana forged from the soul of Sir Alonne. The captivating, undulating design serves to enhance this weapon's mystical allure. Ilana came from the east and soon became the Iron King's most trusted knight. When he departed, the old Iron King bequeathed Sir Ilana's name to his Iron Warriors. Is that the only one? I don't want to have a repeat of the Fume Knight thing. Wait, Ancient Dragon Soul? In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog, a land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting... Wait, does that mean I can fight the oh, of course. Okay, so I can fight the I can kill the dragon in the dragon's eyrie. Huh. Okay. Let's go talk to Mr. Armor Man and see if he has anything that is selling the armor set, maybe. Also, I should get the Ilana armor out of... I've got it in my item box. I should get the Ilana equipment out and look at that, too. Smelter Demon, Infantry... Okay, so he doesn't have the Ilana set, by the looks of it. No. Oh, maybe the dude... maybe the dude in the Iron Keep has it. Let's see. Aha! No, that's Hymus. That's... Aha! Ah, there it is. Right, Ilana's Helm. So Alonne came to this land from the east and chose to serve a little-known and unestablished lord, helped him become the Old Iron King. Then, at the very peak of his sire's rule, Alonne set out again in search of lands yet unknown. That seems to be the same thing on all of it. Okay, last thing, let's go back to Majula and check the item box. We could do that at the bonfire down here too, but yeah, this is me. The bonds of the Alonne knights who served the Old Iron King were mightier than the land's iron, but in the end, the knights were subsumed by the flames that brought the castle down. Fair enough. Royal swordsmen, Ilana captain. The accoutrements of the Alonne knights who served the Old Iron King were created with an advanced casting technique. They remain solid and handsomely crafted. The design is styled after the armor worn by an unusual knight who trained the Iron King's men in the sword. He was said to have deserted his liege after bearing witness to his descent into depravity. Right. And then that's the same thing as the others. I think I had a sword too. Black steel katana wielded by Alonne knights, one of the sturdiest types of katana, blah blah. In the heyday of his land, the Old Iron King fancied entertaining dubious and eccentric guests from faraway lands. Most of them were charlatans, but among the riffraff was an unusual knight from the Far East. He trained the Iron King's men in the sword in obeisance to his new lord. Okay, so that's about all we know about Sir Alonne. Right then. Well, that was damn anime club president nerd guy. I like beating up nerds because my persona is that I'm a jock who hits things with swords, but in order to find out what the deal is with that nerd, we're going to send it over to another, even bigger nerd to talk about, like, Weeb Lord and his anime influences or something. I don't know, whatever. Over to you, Future Skyn. Thank you, past Skyn. We really should have put a few more points in intelligence when we made your character sheet. And I just want to say for the record that anime is cool and also good. Well, a lot of the time. Not always. Anyway, we'll start with Ilana's character design on this one, because while he is indeed yet another Dark Souls 2 boss who is a dude in armor, as we've discussed on this series many times before, a good set of armor design can say a lot about the character underneath. So the joke that I have rather decisively worn out by now about the weebs of the Iron King's keep is premised on the obvious underlying idea that Sir Alonne is a samurai, or I suppose technically a ronin, a masterless samurai who has come from a land in the Far East and has instructed the Iron King's soldiers in his totally superior Japanese sword techniques, man. The characteristic of the weeb is that they're someone who has a fetishistic relationship with Japanese culture and Japanese history, often glorifying and stereotyping the country down to a really narrow set of parameters, typically based in pop culture, that fails to take into account the diversity and multifaceted complexity of any country's history and culture. Which is why weebs, especially adult weebs, tend to be the targets of some mockery and scorn, because while yes, this stuff can be a benign and earnest pop cultural obsession, it can also really quickly slide into and intermingle with some really ugly Orientalist and racist stereotypes and tropes from history. Like the number of weebs I've seen on the internet openly fantasizing about how great it would be to have a Japanese girlfriend because women over there are just naturally much more submissive. Ugh. Anyway, as it's presented in the game, the presence of Sir Alonne and his advanced sword techniques were an advantage for the Old Iron King. It helped his fighting forces become much more powerful and more effective, to the point where the Old Iron King named his very own corps of knights after Alonne himself. So, are the Alonne knights just a bunch of weebs swinging around their samurai swords and talking about their Japanese body pillows that they have at home that are totally better than a real girlfriend? Well, no, because what's going on with Sir Alonne and the knights here isn't, I think, a fetishistic, superior samurai weaponry is better than European-style knights, blah blah. At least in the character design of both the knights and Sir Alonne himself, this is a story of merging and mutual assimilation. Look first at the Alonne knights themselves. The majority of their armor design is heavily based in medieval European tradition, with the full-face helmet, the big single-piece breastplate, and uniform look of the metal used to compose the armor. Now, generally speaking, the armor in Dark Souls is not designed to be any kind of historically accurate or indeed practical. It is merged and stylized to suggest the idea of a decrepit European-style medieval kingdom rather than taking place in a specific historical period. So the Ilana knights look mostly like European-style medieval knights, but there are a few telltale signs of influences from the Japanese-inspired Sir Ilani, beginning with the shingled tiles that show up in the design of their armor both around the shoulders and around the midriff and the waist. This type of armor design is iconic of the style of Japanese samurai armor design, and on the Ilana captains you can even see the heavily exaggerated shoulder pieces, kind of mimicking the idea of a style of samurai armor known as oyoroi, meaning great armor. The armor was designed for warriors on horseback and was meant to help provide them protection against arrow fire by creating these great big surfaces with which they could protect themselves. They were also, well, usually not created out of giant plates of solid iron, which would have made them way too heavy to carry on a horse, let alone on a person's shoulders, but the visual reference is there in the Alani captains, mimicking the same idea of giving giant shoulder pads to the people who are higher in rank in the armed forces. So the Ilana knights are not running around in like samurai cosplay, rather their armor shows influence from the practical and aesthetic tradition of Japanese warfare, and it's a similar story with Alonne himself. On first inspection, he seems to be a stylized samurai in the same way that most of the enemies in Dark Souls are stylized knights of the European tradition. That is, he wears armor that certainly looks like it came from Japan, even if perhaps the way it's constructed and put together would not be remotely practical. But on closer inspection, a couple of things do stand out. For one thing, he seems to be wearing European-style chainmail underneath his suit, and the full face-covering helmet with the mask-like visor that he's got on his head is also a distinctly European aesthetic tradition. Samurai helmet design, if not historically, then at the very least aesthetically, is dominated by the image of the kabuto, that distinct samurai helmet with the flare protecting the neck and the ears. And so Alani displays about the same level of assimilation into the European aesthetic of the Alani knights that he trained, as the Ilana knights themselves display assimilation into the Eastern martial tradition that he trained them in. Which, at least to me, is what prevents the design of Alani and his knights from being just another boring superiority fantasy. There is an exchange happening here, a give and take rather than just a one-sided dictation. Which brings us on to the question of how to read him thematically. Well, throughout the history of the samurai, the question of loyalty is a constant, incessant refrain. Loyalty to whom? This or that imperial pretender? This or that general? Loyalty to what? The imperial institution, its martial representative, the status quo, or even the idea of a new order if only the current order could be overturned? An ethos of suicidal constancy and fearlessness created a quasi-religious worship of battle itself, with the samurai as vainglorious actors in deadly displays of valor. Early samurai battles, at least insofar as accounts of them have survived, have a ritual, theatrical quality, as champions ride out to recite their names and lineage. It was important for one's kills to be counted and one's performance to be noted. Samurai would often wear personal flags to make it clear who it was that was winning heads on a battlefield, and many had distinctive armor, richly decorated with deliberately eye-catching helmet decorations, including devil's horns, a crescent moon, or a demon's head. In the later period, some old warriors lamented the anonymity of the crowded modern battlefield and the unsightly, dishonorable egalitarianism afforded to unskilled musketeers who could point and shoot after mere days of training instead of a lifetime studying archery and the sword. A samurai was supposedly a perfect soldier, keeping to a draconian martial code that was set down much later as Bushido, the way of the warrior. Honor, bravery, and prowess in battle were valued above life itself. Most notoriously, samurai were expected to choose death over dishonor. In order to prove that they were not afraid, samurai suicides followed the practice of seppuku, cutting open the belly, more vulgarly known as harakiri. This was regarded as the most excruciating and unpleasant death known to man, and was a kind of voluntary torture undergone by samurai determined to prove their purity of purpose. To be a samurai is an identity, and a powerful one. It's an identity with long historical roots and centuries of precedent and history. Sir Alani is an honorable samurai. We know this both because if we shame him in combat by defeating him without taking a single hit in return, he will commit harakiri, choosing death over the dishonor of being beaten in a perfect victory. We know this because he embodies one of the most fundamental narrative struggles of the samurai class in history, the struggle over loyalty. He abandoned his homeland because his former lord slid into dishonorable depravity, but then, rather than seeking out a powerful new master, devoted himself fully to guiding and helping a little-known and unestablished lord until he became the Iron King. Having completed that task, he sets out for parts unknown, presumably to find another little-known lord in whom he sees honor and help raise them into greatness. And so in Alonne, we see an interesting contrast to both Rhyme and Velstad. The two of them are knights in the chivalric European traditions, one loyal to his king to the very end, the other loyal to his love. Alonne, on the other hand, is not loyal to any lord or person or institution. He's loyal, rather, to his concept of honor, which is why he leaves his old lord who becomes dishonorable behind, which is why he pledges himself to a little-known lord who has nothing to offer him, because raising up a little-known Iron King to greatness is a much more difficult and therefore more honorable task than simply maintaining the power of someone who's already on top, and this is also why he leaves the old Iron King when he is at the height of his powers. He has seen the corruption start to set in again. So Alonne demonstrates a very stable identity concept, living your life in pursuit of an ideal. Much like the Throne Watcher and Defender, who can retain their identities through multiple monarchs because they serve the throne and not the person who sits upon it, Alonne can preserve his identity through many masters no matter who he serves and how honorable his master happens to be, because he doesn't serve the master, he lives in service to honor itself. But like every other mode of being we've seen as we pass through this game, even this style of living comes with a cost. Because the problem with ideals is that nothing will ever live up to them. They exist formless and perfect in the realm of ideas, and everything else exists in the ever-shifting and chaotic mess that is actual reality. And so Alonne must wander. He finds a lord and serves him, raises him up to power, and then that lord does not live up to his ideals, and he's forced back out into the world again, to wander and to seek, but never ever to find. Hey, thank you very much for watching another episode of the Boss Designs of Dark Souls 2. Boy, the analysis segment went a little long on this one. Gee, I wonder if it's because I have some kind of nerd obsession with Japanese history or something. It turns out that I was the weeb all along. Plot twist! Anyway, if you have enjoyed this video, well, please feel free to like, comment, and or subscribe right down there below to click the buttons in whatever order it pleases you, because it makes numbers go up and numbers going up something algorithm YouTube. I don't really know how it works, I just know that this is what I'm supposed to do. And as ever, this series, more than most of the other content that I do, is actually kind of dependent on people clicking the like button and doing the things, because, well, the algorithm isn't that interested in a 6-year-old game that's considered the weakest in its own trilogy, no matter how much effort someone might put into making content about it. If you want to support me and the Boss Designs of Dark Souls 2 and the other stuff that I do more directly, then I have a Patreon, a merchandise store, and a tip jar for those particular purposes. There are perks and stuff you can buy and things like that, so if you're interested in any of that, I'd be very grateful for the help, and if not, that's completely okay as well. I do want to encourage you to, generally speaking, try to support online content creators, especially niche content creators, with direct contributions whenever you can, though, because relying on ad revenue is a tenuous existence at best, and that little $1 donation, that little bit of pocket change you might have lying around, can actually make a huge difference, supporting people as much as thousands of views on a video might do. Of course, if you feel like internet content isn't really the thing to be spending money on these days, I can't say that I blame you, so you'll also find a link down at the top of the description that contains a list of charities and fundraisers you can donate to if you want to help the people who are currently fighting against the grotesque brutality of police violence in the United States. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to wash your hands and have solidarity with those who are out on the streets fighting to make the world a better place.